We have the seat temperature, the adjustment of the airbags, the three adjustments as you can see, the side of the bag, this side right here. And this one is the middle part right here. And that one is the lower part right here. You can increase the pressure or decrease the pressure. You can change the seat, the back of the seat by pressing this button in and or out. You can push the seat back. You can push it back or pull it forward from this one. To move the seat back or front, you turn this way, that way. You can move the seat. Now you can you set the control. You lock them this way, and this is where you move the seat front or back. We wanted to make sure the seat is inclined properly, inflated properly, and angled properly. One of the most important parts is that distance from here to here. Here, where it hits your hamstring behind the thighs, it can cause you severe injury if the seat extends too far to the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to unlock this nut, and this is the adjustment for the, you can tell, going to push it back. This is for the incline. Make sure it is the tip of the front is lowered as far as possible. Now we can lock it. It is locked tight, and the angle between the seat and the back support should never be 90 degrees because you are going to strain your lumbar region. So we adjusted that from the side. I showed you that yesterday. You pull the side up, and you can take the seat back. Here you have, how many bags you have as the side support, the lower back, the middle of between the scapula. You can inflate each one of those by changing the settings on the side. You can inflate or deflate each one. That's 2, that's 3 from the side of the seat. This is a Cascadian freight line. One of the most damaging parts of the seat is this part right here, the sides. These sides can hit your hip bone, the femur on the side, and you come out limping from the truck. So I don't think there is any airbag under you here. There is no airbag here. The airbags are only in the back. For some stupid reason, they did not put airbag under you in order to eliminate that effect on the sides of at the hips, contact with the hips. Another major problem that affects the entire driver's population is that dumb obstruction. This part right here, you don't need it at all. You cannot stretch your legs to the side. You are locked in. You're locking your legs under you like sitting in a prison cell 11 hours a day driving a massive truck. You do not need this portion at all. Why they put it that way? Because the design is lousy. Because the air hoses for these controls are behind the dashboard. The electrical wiring for these buttons are behind the dashboard. The air hoses for two controls are behind the dashboard. You don't need any of these controls in that location whatsoever. So if you go behind from the side, if you remove that door from the side, from here, you see where the wires and the cables are? That is the worst. You need all these wires in that location. You can put them somewhere else and make your controls digital. You can connect all these controls to actuators. That way you can remove the entire portion from the right side of the leg of the accelerator, and give the driver a room to move his leg, so you can avoid having venous clots and sciatic pains and low back pains and the clots in the heart, in the brain, and shorten the life of the driver. This is the miserable portion of the Freightliner and of most modern trucks. As you see, this is the modern truck. That's 2020 Freightliner. We have a refrigerator here, and we have a drawer and the cabinets supply in it, another cabinet for the cloth, and we have here the box, the safety, the hazard, the hazmat emergency, the hazmat book for the safety manual, and another cabinet. That's very important document. You have to have it in your truck. Empty logs. The manual, the operating manual, and all the technical information for the truck. And this one is for the whatever you keep here. I keep my mask, a tire gauge, whatever you wish, whatever you like. Another empty cabinet. The hangers, the uniform hangers. Utilities, sanitation station. The control of the cabinet, the cooling, the setting of the cooling or fan or heating, the degree of the temperature, and the speed of the fan. This controls for when you are running, when you are not running on the ABU. The lower bed and the upper bed, and you can open side door to get the supply in. That's the Thermo King operation manual. That what cools and heats the truck while you are driving. And you have the triangle. The triangle box is here. That is a wrench for the snow chains. When you chain the truck, you have to turn that on this way. That come down on you. In order to move this ladder, you have to first put your hand this way, and you pull towards yourself. You pull this way, it came down. That hook The hook goes right here. The hook goes in this slot. And this one, what raises the bed from the upper hooks, one right there and one right here, and you have a lock here and another lock here. You push it, it doesn't go. You have to hold it with your hand. It is locked. I am from the back, right here. You squeeze it tight, so you squeeze it. If you squeeze it, as you see, it's unlocked. It is locked. You have to squeeze it to unlock it. You bring it down. All you have to do is just put pressure on it, it will come loose. If you wanted to bring it up, as you see, at every step you have two bottoms here. Let us step on it. Here is how it looks like upstairs. You can easily access the ABU or the tri-back unit by removing the side to surface the tri-back. It's a simple combustion engine and a generator. In the bottom you can see the electric generator, and you can see few belts. It is going to run now. The generator produces electricity. It uses at least the drop from the back. It has a fan here to cool it. You can see the other connections. There are more lines on the side. It really makes life easier for you. You can sleep at night with much less noise, much less vibration. When you put it back together, it looks like this. From inside you have one knob here, one link here, and another link in the bottom. And you have two tunnels and two cylinders where you can slide the cylinder inside the tunnel. This way you can heat and cool the truck without having to run the engine, which makes you able to sleep at night without the pounding and the noise and the annoying vibration of the engine. Now we got everything in the truck, as you see in the lower cabinet. My shoes, my other stuff, whatever here for this is for cleaning my shoes, and I got my clothing, my books, everything ready to go. That's the early morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is rising there. If you look very carefully in the sky, you see Venus right here. Venus shows up just before the sun rises, and Venus is beautifully bright. On the other side, you can look at the sky. The moon is right there. Very close here, you can look carefully. This is Mars. You can look at the sky map. Right here, beautiful scene of Mars. Now we have these two bags. or 3 bags. Another one is right there, and I have my books, and we need to put everything upstairs here and secure it. To do that, I have to use a wire to get these belts upstairs, right there. So I'm going to use this wire and squeeze. As you see, I got the straps secured by a wire. Just watch my steps. Up here. Perfect. You have 2 knuckles that you can use to secure. One of them is on the left side. You can pass it this way, as this. You can just pass it like this way. If you push it down, it's locked. It's locked. The other one, it is locked tight. Before I put this bag away upstairs, I got my important stuff that I need them immediately, anytime. The nail clipper, the basketball, the scissor, the clipper, a knife, that is knife guard, a mirror, a can opener, a charger for the phone, sunglasses, and my music FM device. You don't forget the slippers. Now we are going to release, because we locked these knobs here. We are going to release them from here. When you turn this anyway, so the locks are released on both sides, and these bags have to be secured, because you have to expect, if a rollover happens, you want to secure these bags so you don't get hurt by a flying object. It's locked. This bag is going to be secured nicely, and they are not going to hit your head if you roll over the highway. The highway patrol asks you to roll in your bed, not on a highway, so that you don't have a choice. You have a choice here. Didn't happen. I hope it won't. Rolling on a highway is no fun. Rolling over on the highway is no fun. Now we are ready to roll. You wonder why trucks catch fire on the highway? A simple reason. If you watch on this socket, it says 12 volts, 10 ampere power outlet. If you multiply 12 times 10, it will give you 120 watts. That is very, very basic electrical knowledge. In order to use power from this socket, you have to use something that matches it. This is a 120 watt converter or inverter that inverts the DC into AC. The transformer of the computer rating is maximum 90 watts. It takes 120 volt AC and it converted to 19 volt DC to power the computer. If you put your hand here, it is hot, but you can see it's even vibrating. I can bring the camera to it very close to see the vibration. It's vibrating, and you can smell the heat from inside the inverter because it has transformers and capacitors, and it has coils also, so it smells like something is burning. And there is a vent here, as you can see. There is a vent here to cool the transformer, and that simple thing can catch fire easily and burn the whole truck. So if you run it, you don't go away from it. You have to be very close to it, and you have to have the fire extinguisher close to you. If you put here over 120 watts, you are going to, the fuse is going to burn. Assuming the fuse is an original good quality fuse. Some fuses you cannot trust. The truck comes with its own power supply inverter. That inverter is 3000 watts. The only problem with it cuts off after 2 hours. So you cannot use that inverter. You can use the inverter for microwaves, for other miscellaneous electrical equipment, but it only gives you 2 hours. It works for 2 hours. After 2 hours, it cuts off, turns itself off. Well, we are ready to go. I have my books for the week. You can look at my library. Electricity and Magnetism, Volume 2 for Maxwell. The quantum theory of radiation for Hitler. A treatise of magnetism, that's Volume 1 for Maxwell, James Clerk Maxwell. Pauling's Quantum Chemistry, Quantum Mechanics, Linus Pauling. That's a beautiful book. And my notebook, a topology book, general topology. That is for John Kelly from, I forgot, from Berkeley, I think from Berkeley. And that is vector and the basic equation for mechanics. Vectors and tensors. The theory of heat radiation for Max Planck. That's one of my favorite books. Well, my final steps. As you see, I'm covering everything on the floor so I can clean the truck easily. And I'm almost ready. I got my music. I got everything strapped upstairs. Everything is secured in case of rollover. Venus is right here. Everything is secure. The truck is clean. Nothing can fly on me. And we have the load secure. The tandem is locked. There is no damage, there is no leak. Those are the three things you look for. If something is loose, if any oil is leaking, or something broke. Of course, it's just a general look. The leak can happen here. The differential leak, the leak can happen here too. And we are going to check the pressure sound, the air pressure sound when we okay. As a final check, you make sure the landing gear is up so you don't get embarrassed when you destroy the concrete. You make sure the fifth wheel is locked. I can go under and see it, but I already performed the tug test. The airbags, I have a problem before with broken bolts after falling in a ditch. Took 6 months to see the damage. But I'm getting good at it now. I can look at the airbags and I can tell you if they are in place or not, they are inflated or not. Check the hoses perfectly. Everything is tight. And this is locked perfectly, so I can signal and communicate with no problems. One major safety issue with the Freightliner is that it uses a latch to lock the hood on the engine. The problem with this outside or external way of securing the hood is that, as you can see, I was able to open the hood from outside. That's a very serious safety problem. Forget to lock the latches. The hood can come open while you're driving, blocks your sight. It causes serious problems. There is no internal mechanism to open or close or secure. Every time you step into these monster trucks, entirely from outside. A very serious pray that you are deficiency in the design. Safe. You will not hurt other people, you will not hurt yourself, you will not damage the truck. Every time you get in and out, you have to realize that you are in a very high risk occupation. One of the main concern is your intestine, your stomach. You have to make sure you don't have a lot of food in your intestine. You can breathe, you can run, you can move your shoulders. You have to warm up like any fitness exercise. The air pressure rises after you hook into the trailer. It goes back to normal 125. The fuel is full, the oil is okay. The pressure on the tandem on the drive is 50, good. You have 390 miles to go. Temperature out 65, and there's a beautiful scene. It is now 6:06 in the morning, and the moon is right there, and we can roll. Morning.
It is a beautiful sunrise, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.